Welcome back to Permission Granted, a space where we uncover and discover how past traumas show up, what healing looks like, normalizing words like trauma and fear and anger, and understanding how it plays in our life and gaining control and getting back into the driver's seat. Welcome back. I'm glad to have you back. Thank you for coming back and spending this time together. It really is important to me um, that we create a world safe enough to remove your armor, be vulnerable, and get about the business of healing. Today, I want to talk about how past pain and fear can steal your vision, how trauma robs you of your future. Okay, what do I mean? So, all of our decisions and our actions are rooted in the thought that created it. And whether or not we have a clear, defined vision or not, whether we're conscious of what that vision, our vision of our life determines our outcome. It determines where we're going to go. So I have been working on vision statements. I've been working on vision statements for my business. I've been working on my personal vision statement. And it had me thinking about how critically important like lots of people like do vision boards, and we hear the word vision all the time. And it really got me thinking about, if we're not conscious about our vision, we still have a vision for our life, but we will allow our past hurts and pains to paint out what our vision is versus taking control. But the only way we can really take control is if we process. We don't want to stuff it down. We really do want to address it, process it, so that we can truly replace our vision with something that we're proud of and that we're comfortable with. So, as I was thinking, I'll start with entrepreneurship. Um, I have known, I have known since I was about 21 what I wanted to do or what I was supposed to do, what my purpose was. Um, but trauma or past hurts and pains, ideas of what other people showed me, um, painted what it should look like. Let me explain what I mean by that. So I knew probably, I think it was 21, where I really had a clear um, vision of what my life, what I was here to do. But I thought, I can't really do that. I don't have enough life experience. No one's going to take me serious. No one's going to this. No one's going to that. I got to wait. That wasn't true, but I believed it. And then I saw like the people around me take on entrepreneurial things and not be successful. And in no uncertain terms, I was told get a dependable job, do that well for 30 years. And once you are done with that, then you can do whatever entrepreneurial thing you want to do. You can do it then, not before. Do it after. So this was kind of shaping what my vision and identity was. Now, I wasn't conscious and saying, oh, this is what's shaping my identity. It just was running the show. And this is what I mean by like the unconscious soundtrack that runs it. And I fully committed to that subconsciously. I was like, okay, well, let me just do the traditional things. Let me do what's widely acceptable. And then I got married, started having children, or more appropriately, got pregnant, got married, and then started having children. And I really felt like, oh no, I definitely can't do anything like that now. This has to be my new identity. Perhaps one day I will get the opportunity to do and pursue my purpose, but right now that's not in the cards for me. Again, still being led by an unconscious soundtrack. This is why it's so important to understand and really assess what's making our decisions. Like we want to say, oh, I am. I'm the one in charge. I'm making my decision. But are we? Because I knew what my purpose was. I knew. Wasn't like I didn't. I knew. I even can go back to my notes and see the framework for it. I knew. But I didn't think I got the opportunity. I didn't think I got to have that later. For me, it was after my kids were grown, then I would get the opportunity to do it. But you know what would have come then? Oh no, now you're too old. You're this. Now you can't do this, right? Not being conscious to the unconscious soundtracks that are running the show, whether we think they're running the show or not, will literally rob you of your purpose, your future. It'll rob you of your future. On my journey in doing the traditional thing, I took a brief pause and had a brief interaction with the entrepreneurial world, and it was a disaster. It was an absolute positive disaster. So that only confirms, so I had enough courage to like jump and take on something. And it was whatever disaster is in the dictionary, it was that. And so I came out of that. That only reconfirms, yep, it's just not reasonable. You definitely can't do it while you have children. Um, that's no longer in the cards for you. So when I had my, I don't know, I don't know how what the proper way to describe it. I think some of the best ways to describe it is when I looked in the mirror and just got fed up with not being able to recognize myself and really just felt so lost. I realized it's now or never. What would I regret more? Not just trying and giving it my all, or giving it my all and failing. What trauma, and the reason why I keep using the word trauma is I want to neutralize it. So, again, my definition of trauma is an adverse experience that shapes the way you see yourself or the world and backed up by evidence and stored in the body. So, anything, right? Trauma can be just an experience that happened that shaped you. Subsequently, it causes you to put on like armor. It helps you put on new barriers of protection so you never feel that feeling again. I definitely put on armor of protection after I had that first bout of entrepreneurship and it was a disaster. I was like, yeah, we're going to get a regular job. We're going to do really great at that regular job, move around and move up there, but you don't get to pursue your passion. Nope, nope, nope. You don't get to do that. That means you're going to get hurt. You're going to hurt the people that you love. And so as I continued on having children, it only solidified. I would have to wait until they're like out of the home and settled before I can do it. When I had that moment where I looked in the mirror and I did not recognize myself any longer, um, I realized I was only confirming my belief by not even trying. And was I willing to be uncomfortable to pursue my purpose? Was I willing to give my children a new identity, change the framework of what they get to do? Am I willing to foster a new path that shows them that pursuing their purpose they can do even when it's not convenient? Was I willing to confront my trauma? Was I willing to confront my fear? And in this case, the answer was yes. Now, when you do this work, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, light, and airy. Oh, it's going to bring up the stuff. I was willing, and I am willing to bring up the stuff so that I'm proud of my signature and I'm no longer allowing an unconscious soundtrack to run my life. I wanted to be in the driver's seat. This is what I offer for my clients. I give them permission to get back in the driver's seat, or for sometimes get in the driver's seat for the first time ever. You see, trauma is something that's passed down generation to generation, and these unconscious soundtracks are passed down generation to generation. I inherited unconscious soundtracks from my family. I I heard in no uncertain terms, you don't get to live the life that you want to live while raising your children. You got to put all of that on hold. You don't get to have both. You cannot raise your children and pursue your passion. No, that's a traumatic response from what they didn't get to experience. So, one of the reasons why this space is so important is I want to, like I said, I'm willing to go first. I'm willing to share out loud what I've experienced and what I continue to experience, and show how it's not a linear road, how there's ups and downs and backs and forth, and how when you are squeezed, what's inside of you really comes out. And we get to decide, do we want it or do we not want it? Another way that this unconscious soundtrack has run was within marriage. So I am divorced, and people are shocked and surprised that I want to remarry. I've run into so many women after going through a divorce. They're like, yep, I'm never getting married again. And I understand why they would say they never want to get married again. For me, I really, really do not want my past adverse experiences to shape and determine my future. I don't want it driving the show. When you stay in control and aware of those adverse experiences, number one, you get to go back and understand, where did it really start? And even now, as I'm in these dating streets, so to speak, and some of my squeezes come up, I get to realize, oh, this feeling I'm having while talking to this new person or a new experience, um, it didn't start here. It started even before I got into my marriage. And it was a lot. I carry so many things that were passed down. And I get to decide by being conscious and aware what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep, what's serving me, and will I be courageous enough to go back and feel those feelings, decide what's serving me, and understand what identity I want to pick up now. When I tell you that it is not always fun, that's an understatement. But freedom is on the other side. And what I get to experience more frequently than not is living in a world where freedom is my reality versus bondage of past hurt and pain. This space, I want you to be comfortable to start to explore. Think about, what unconscious soundtracks are running your life? What do you feel like you no longer get access to, or you no longer get to have, because you've had multiple experiences that were so painful that you have vowed, what I'm never going to do and never experience is that again. This space, I want us to go back to those experiences, sit in them. Ugh, those don't feel good. And get our power back. Because we lose remnants of our power when we start letting our past experiences run our show versus our true purpose. This is the work that I do within core coaching. This is the work that I do with myself. See, I don't ask anybody within my program or within my circle to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. I do this work all the time. I was doing this work this morning, did this work yesterday. Because trust me, I just came across some new squeezes and the stuff that I saw coming out. Very interesting. So I'm going back and I'm doing the work and I'm sitting in it. And I'm exploring and I'm understanding, am I going to continue to allow that past pain or adverse experience to run my show and rob me of my future? I am committed not to let those past experiences or those generational things passed down to rob me of my vision and my purpose for my life. What about you? Are you on this? Are you on board to reclaim your life with me? Will you do it with me? Do you need help doing it? If you need help, there's multiple ways that I help. One, I have a free guide. You can text purpose to 66866. You can download that free guide and you can start right now. But if you need a little bit more hands on approach, I have free consultations. Um, a consultation alone is transformative. Reach out. You can email me at purpose@DanielleNicoleLifeCoach.com. You can go to DanielleNicoleLifeCoach.com and book a consultation. You can reach me at Danielle Nicole Life Coach on Instagram and DM me. There are so many ways. You can leave a comment below. And if you need to get in contact with me, there's so many ways. And I'd love to schedule some time. Whew. What I would say is this journey will have moments that leave you breathless, and that's okay. You don't have to do it alone. There is support. I'd love to be that person to support you. If you know anyone, if it's you, I'm here with you. But if you know someone else that can use help in this area or is allowed or has allowed their pain to rob them of their future or run the show or put on so much armor that it's difficult for them to walk around. Because let me tell you, vulnerability gives you access to great love. I believe everybody deserves great love, including you. So if any of this information in this video was helpful, like it. And if there's something specifically that was interesting to you, leave a comment. I want to hear about what you found, your aha moment, or what identity you're willing to shed that no longer serves you. Subscribe to the video so that you know the next time that I put out a video and share it, share it, share it, share it. But I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. And I can't wait to talk to you again. Love you. I mean it.